Hi, I'm Ben Fulton, the founder and designer of Red Witch Analog Pedals, and I'm here today to show you our latest effect pedal. It's the Zeus bass analog sub-octave analog fuzz pedal. It's the second in our range of bass effects pedals. The bass pedals I've designed specifically for bass players, and they've got two key features that differentiate them from guitar effects. The first is the full frequency response. A lot of guitar effects pedals will roll the low end off, which is great for guitar, not so good for bass. So these have a full frequency response. The second thing that they have is a mix control for each of the effects that allows you to blend as much or as little of the affected signal in with your original foundation sound, which again is very important for bass players. The Zeus has got the analog sub-octave and it's got the fuzz. You can use either of them separately, or you can use them simultaneously. And the octave is engaged with this foot switch here. When the mix control is fully counterclockwise, it's just the dry signal passing, and you cannot differentiate between the dry when it's engaged and the bypass signal. So I'll get Sage, who's our bass player joining us today, to just play some single notes. So you can hear that there's no difference between the engaged and the bypass sound. Now, as I dial the octave up, you'll hear it blend with the dry signal. When it's fully clockwise, you're only getting the wet signal, the full octave. Inside the pedal is a trim pot that allows you to adjust the gain of the octave so that it's either above or below or at unity. So that's the octave section. The fuzz section of the Zeus draws from the Fuzz God 2. Of all the guitar effects pedals I've designed, the Fuzz God 2 is the one that bass players again and again have said, we love this pedal, could you design a version of it for us? So I've taken the heart of the Fuzz God 2 with its two silicon BC109 transistors, and I've used it in the Zeus. It's got the fuzz control, it's got the sputter control, which is like a gate on the second transistor that gets a sputty sort of staccato-y sound. You've got the mix control, which allows you to blend as much or as little of the fuzz as you like with your dry signal. You've got a high frequency roll-off switch, and you've got a gain switch as well, which reduces the amount of gain. And the fuzz sounds like this. So I've got about half fuzz, half dry signal. Now I'm going to start turning the sputter control around. It's going to get things really staccato and clip sounding. You'll hear a slight crackle as I turn it. That's totally fine. It's adjusting a DC bias. There's nothing wrong. Sage, if I can get you to play. Great, and you can use the two effects obviously together, so now I'm going to add some octave to that. If you could take it away, please, Sage. Excellent. You can adjust the master volume of the fuzz with an internal trim pot as well, bringing it above or below unity gain. So that's the Zeus. It's got the analog sub-octave. Very important to note that it's analog rather than digital. There's a bunch of digital octaves out there which track really well, but they do not have the springiness or elasticity that an analog sub-octave has, that this analog sub-octave has. So there's that coupled with the fuzz with the sputter control, the option of the high frequency roll-off and the gain settings. Use them together, use them independently. It will run off a 9-volt battery, it'll run off an external DC 9-volt supply. It's true bypass, it's in chrome. If you're a bass player and you love sub-octave and you love fuzz, then this is absolutely the pedal for you. And if you're a guitar player, this thing sounds great with guitar. You'll actually be able to see a clip by clicking on here and hear the sound of the guitar running through the Zeus. We're so confident the guitar players are going to dig this pedal that we're actually saying that bass players ought to keep close eye on their Zeus to ensure that it doesn't get snaffled by a guitar player in the dead of night.